If you say it very softly with a smile, you can get away with almost anything, even the truth. Neil Burton. Whenever we think about social skills, it's often coupled with mystery. You know, that whole idea of interacting with other human beings and somehow getting them to like us without avoiding that awkwardness. That's exactly what I want to cover in this week's episode of Master Talk. How do we improve social skills so that we can lead a more fulfilling life and build better relationships around us? Hi everyone, Brendan here from MasterTalk, on your go-to channel to mastering your talk. And today we're covering the art of social skills and how to master them. So let's get socializing. Number 1, develop a unique belief system and identity for your life. What you'll often find is that the people who are the most charismatic in our society often have a unique perspective on how life should be lived. They've asked themselves the tough questions. They know what they stand for, regardless of what we think of those people. And that's why these groups of individuals excel at being who they are and attracting the right people towards themselves. So what does that mean? It goes back to the quote that Tony Robbins loves to use all the time. The quality of your life is solely determined by the quality of the questions that you dare to ask yourself about life. And here's my version of Tony's quote. If you ask yourself a hard question every day for 30 days, you'll never be the same ever again. So every day when you wake up, ask yourself a hard question about life. I'll give you a couple of examples to get started. If you had all the money in the world, how would you spend your time? If you could only accomplish 3 things in your life, what would you want those 3 things to be and why? And what matters to you the most and why? These are the questions that drive insight and help you figure out who is actually meant for you. Who actually matters to you? So you're not talking about the weather, you're actually having conversations that you want to have with the people you want to spend time with. And if you keep reflecting, you'll figure out the type of person that you actually want to meet. And this brings me to number 2, which is ask questions that you're the most excited to answer yourself. Here's the best way to improve your social skills in a way that's fun. Not in a way that's boring. Make a list of questions that you want to answer, that you're excited about, that you wished other people asked you, and just start asking it to other people. So this is how I play my game of social. I make a list of my top 5 questions, which is pretty simple. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are you passionate about? And then I just start asking these questions to a group of people. And some people look at me like, I don't want to answer that. Why are you asking me that? Whereas other people do something more like, I've waited my whole life for you to ask me this question. I'm so glad somebody did. And what you'll often find is the people who are excited about answering your weird questions are often the people that you should be spending more time with. And by the way, it will hurt at the beginning, because you'll start to ask these questions and you might get a couple of negative responses. But the second that you get a positive one, you'll feel inside that, whoa, feels like I've known this person my whole life. Imagine if all of your friends were like that. Imagine if you had more people like that. And these questions that you yourself wished you were asked, if you start asking the world those questions, the universe will bring the best people towards you to help you fulfill your dreams and goals. Number 3, social skills is a marathon, not a sprint. So get practicing right away so you can prepare for the real race. At the end of the day, team, you won't like most people. And I am here to tell you that that's normal and that's okay. I've spoken to thousands of people when in reality, I only have a handful of really tight friendships and best friends. And Dunbar's law states that you can really only maintain upwards of 150 different relationships all at the same time. And I would argue 150 is a big number, even for most of us. It's probably something more like 25 or 50. So you're not trying to optimize for the world here. You're optimizing to find those needles in the haystack, but it's going to take a lot of effort. And for me, when I look at my life, I am so happy that I went through those thousands and thousands and thousands of people that I didn't really get along with, because I found my diamonds. I found the people that I can pour into, whether it's the creative director that helps me with my YouTube videos, whether it's the person who does my thumbnails, whether it's the person who takes care of my family or gives me the hard truths. Those relationships were all earned over a series of rejections, over a series of meeting people and having that awkward conversation and realizing in our mind, I'm probably not going to talk to this person for the rest of my life. And that's okay. But that's the difference between world-class, charismatic people and everyone else, is that the people who are world-class understand that they can only keep in touch with a small amount of people. So realize that and be willing to go through the dirt. If you can say it softly with a smile, you can get away with almost anything, even the truth. I love Neil's quote here because it really symbolizes the idea that, hey, at the end of the day, we're just human beings having a conversation. And whether we like someone or not, we need to be nice to everyone along the way. But remember that the people who get along with others are often the ones who are the most interested in other people's opinions. So whether you like someone or not, spend the time to get to know them. Learn from their life, learn from their perspective, and ask yourself, how can I bring their life's essence into my own game, into the way that I approach life? And if you can do that with more people, not only will you improve your ability to improve your social skills, you'll also have a more fulfilling life because people will appreciate being around you. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of Master Talk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And if you know one person where, when you hang out with them, they could use a little bit of help, be sure to send them this video so that they'll be one step closer to starting their first conversation. Take care, everyone.